My bad, I'm running a little late, but that's all right. We're still gonna ease on down. We're still gonna ease on down. Yo, let's get it started. So this talk has been going on for a while, and I'm not gonna front. I even kind of got caught up in it uh, a few years ago, and now I don't know, yo. To me, it's like it's a pointless discussion, and I'm kind of wondering, like, why did it even start? Why did we even ever have this dumbass discussion? It's like I'm starting to think because this is some shit they purposely did. They purposely put this shit here because how would it being flat or round change anything what's going on unless you're talking about something else? This is how I feel. I feel that flat earth, round earth, the conversation itself, I believe, is put there. I believe they put this dumbass conversation there because there's no difference between this, aliens, um, the ancient, or sorry, not ancient, the mythical, Amazons, Amazonians, all that different shit, bro. This is the same shit. If you notice, if you're, you know, uh, if you're black in America, let's just say it like that. If you notice, that FBA thing was going real tough. And then out of nowhere, it gets shot down because of what discussion? Flat Earth. So now all Lord Jamal's talking points went out the window. Or Lord Jamar. All his talking points went out the window. That you call him Jamar? My bad. Lord Jamal. All his talking points just went out the window. Why? Because of a conversation we shouldn't even be having. People like Sanchez, he cool, but he talks about a lot of flat earth stuff, but there's no point to him talking about it. Like, if people want to say the earth is flat because everything is a grid and we're in the dome and they're monitoring everybody, okay. At least you're taking us somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that, where it's like, okay, they're monitoring everything. It would be easier to control the grid if they could just see everybody. All right. I fucks with that. But if you're just telling me, oh, NASA's a lie and the earth is flat and space is not really real, okay, you have to give me a reason why they would do all that. Teacher. American Indian thing, okay. That's a good reason to do all that. Teacher. What's up? The DNA test, even though they already knew who these people were because they claimed they already knew who these people were, and then all of a sudden now they need a test. You never know. What we do know about flat Earth and round Earth is they both work. This is why I say flat Earth Mason, round Earth Mason. They both work. Without the spear, you're gonna run. You're gonna run into some problems because you're gonna wonder, how did they make things like hold stuff? How did they make the bowl, the cup, stuff like that? When it comes to flat, you have plates, disc, all different types. Okay, both of these are here. So when it comes to the Earth being flat around, Why would that be such a prevalent argument in the black community? Why would we care about that? There can only be one real significant reason why anybody would care about flat Earth. It would mean that they were monitoring you. They were watching the grid. That would be the only logical reason to even bring it up being flat. If you're talking about other worlds that they're hiding because of the NASA map and these ice walls, it's like the ice walls are not even that tall. And then when they show Antarctica and they show the distance of ice, it's like, okay, well, instead of starting at Antarctica, why don't we just start at the North Pole and go that exact way? This is where flat earthers have a good point, because it's like, well, why wouldn't they have been proven that? Why wouldn't they have been took a plane? Because if you could fly all over the earth, I'm pretty sure you guys could make it, over the Alaska to the North Pole. You guys have stuff up there. You damn sure have stuff in the North Pole, and you damn sure have stuff in Antarctica. I know you guys do. So why couldn't we fuel up a plane to charter that distance where that ice is? You don't think they could? They literally want me to believe that there's people stuck in space right now. Like NASA just deserted them. They couldn't get them back down, which is the weirdest shit I ever heard in my life. But whatever. Let's just play along. So you guys can get people off the Earth, way up there. Spaceport, whatever. Elon Musk is landing rockets. They're literally coming back in center. Okay. But you don't have a plane with enough fuel to fly that part of Antarctica with all the ice to pop up at the North Pole. Like I said, that's where flat earthers have an argument. Like there's a lot of excavations they should have been done to prove stuff. Like they could have did that. As far as the Earth being round, there's nothing wrong with that neither. Even the talking points are kind of stupid. Like, I didn't have to watch the Lord Jamal or Jamal versus the other guy for some of these flat Earth talking points to not make any sense. The whole water holding on a spinning ball, that doesn't make any sense because there's grooves in the Earth. The Earth has an ocean. The ocean goes down. So, when they're trying to talk about this theory about the water on the ball, that doesn't make any sense. The ball doesn't have any depth in it. You know what I'm saying? The ocean is in the Earth. It's in it. It's not on it. It's in it. So it's like, that just sounds stupid. But whatever. This is not about picking sides, because what I'm saying is these are both Masonic. They're both playing with you, because that really wouldn't matter. All that information is kind of pointless to a mind who's not going on these excavations. There's no point of you worrying about, is the Earth flat or round? Why would that even matter? There has to be a reason for you to say this, and there has to be a reason for them to lie to you. What would the reason be? Because everybody's a slave and they're working for these elites? Come on now, you guys been through that. That can't be it. White people are evil? How the fuck is that? They didn't even start this. Excuse me, they're not the original conquerors and rulers of this world. So it's like, you can't say that. You can't just blame them. You just blame them. Well, the Arabians have done a lot of terrible things. Asians have done a lot of terrible things. Fucking the conquistador has. It's like, you can't just put it all on the African. Just say it. You can't just put it all on him. So what would be see? And that's another thing. It's like, it can't just be evil white man, because like I told you, there's plenty of evil people on Earth, and then there's scientists everywhere. There's wicked scientists everywhere. So it's like, how you just gonna credit him? Because the elites are all colors, so it couldn't just be him. So, excuse me, what would they be hiding? It can't be they're hiding God. God would reveal himself. God floods the earth and all that, so that can't be it. It can't be advanced technology, machinery, and stuff like that because you guys didn't have it back then. And even when they describe it in the ancient, philosophies and stuff, they just say advanced technology. They'll never say, oh, they had a car. It's like, what the fuck was a car before the car? It's like they never said nothing like that. They never said, they had talking utensils to go next to their ears and they could talk to people that are not even in the same area. They didn't say anything like that. So I mean, I'll be frank with you guys. At this stage in the game, I think that is like put there. I think flat Earth versus round Earth is an argument that they put there. Just another thing, another wild goose chase, another thing to keep you running on these missions. Because people will try to use the Bible and they say, well, the Bible says that, but the Bible is man-made. Like, y'all keep acting like y'all revealing some old special shit, but it's like, no, a dude wrote this. And then how are you connecting things from the east to the west when the west is not even in this book? Even if they want to claim it is and make up a bunch of hoopla, they know where this fucking book starts. They know where it starts because they're going to argue the Garden of Eden's in Africa or in the Middle East. They're going to argue it. They're going to say Egypt is in Africa or the Middle East. They're going to argue it. They're going to say Jerusalem is, Israel is old Canaan. They're going to say it. Okay, all that is over there. So how could the biblical narrative even work with NASA unless you're saying that they're acting it out, which means it's not real? I mean, I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna use all the shit y'all want. Y'all gonna talk about the firmament or in the dome and all that stuff. Dog, all that shit is on the east. Oh, no, the dome's all over the earth. It's so funny that you're telling me some information from the east. The way that you're describing it, even if you do like Sanchez and you put all the replicas from other, cultures together, it's like, bro, it's still the narrative that you are talking is a Hebrew narrative from the east. So you can keep, fantasizing and trying to collaborate with something from the West. The only way you can do that is by saying the white dude is using the book and playing it out. And if he's the one playing it out, then the book ain't doing nothing. And motherfuckers just had a game plan right in front of them, and they have so much technology they can play it out. Makes more logic. It's way more logical. Makes more sense. Just like you flat earth, round earth people. You guys feel you're so content in your discussion. But at the end of the day, you never asked yourself a question. Why are we even having this discussion? Who put this here? This ain't no different than David Icke and the reptilians and shit. Who put that shit there? They Live wasn't about no reptilians. That was about aliens. Okay, aliens and reptilians can be used as the same dynamic and unknown. Okay, so they putting you on wild goose chases looking for some unknown shit. Meanwhile, they're doing it right here. You know exactly who the fuck it is. Well, not by names, but you pretty much got a hunch on what their circle is, who they affiliated with. Let's say it like that. So, I mean, what are y'all doing with that conversation in your life? What is it benefiting you? Or is it just another way to keep the masses arguing with each other about stuff that really is irrelevant? The flat earth, round earth part is irrelevant. The part that's relevant is, are they monitoring you? And are they using these little like spells to defect you guys' head so you'll argue with each other? Meanwhile, you guys are doing this shit live on the Ethernet. They can take your information and use it against you. They can literally make your flawed information truth, and they can make true information flawed. They've done it before. It's called misinformation. Remember disinformation, misinformation? Half of that shit they were saying was dis and miss was a fucking blatant lie. They were blatantly lying, just labeling it misinformation. And it's like, no, it's actually true. This is what they do. So it's like, if you know that they have literally done this in your lifetime, you guys have seen it. You went through a pandemic and they had things that they were labeling misinformation and disinformation. And then it turned out, no, they were lying. So now I bring flat earth, round earth to you. And I ask you a question. Who created these? Is it because you guys got some real science and you guys really flew off the fucking grid and you can see it, or you bumped your head on the dome and it's like you couldn't get out? I mean, or neither. You guys are just playing with pictures and you just letting these people fuck with your head. Hell yeah, NASA is fake with a lot of different things. Here's an interesting thing about NASA that people really need to understand. NASA didn't start in space. NASA starts in the water. So when you got songs from, I believe, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they talking about, you know what I'm saying, space is in the ocean. And people like, oh, nah, they just making shit up. You sure? You sure? Dark blue waters can look damn near uncanny to the universe. And the sparkle of the water, especially in like sometimes murky water, murky areas, it can kind of shimmer like a star. If people are saying they're playing games, if people are saying they're seeing like certain animals on the spaceship they shouldn't be seeing, like a fucking gerbil, or somebody said they seen a squirrel or a fly or something on a NASA video, and they're like, how the hell is the fly in space? Well, you can run into flaws like that because who said they ever went up there? Oh, we got SpaceX right now, fucking Elon Musk. Bruh, everybody knows that when you watch them go up, they eventually start to curve. And when they're curving, it's like, is it going out? Is it really doing this belt thing where it's like it's shooting it out? Is it really going anywhere? Or is it just, around? For some reason, even satellites, when they send satellites up, they say that shit takes 5, 10, 20 years sometimes. Why? Because it's just circling all the way around. It's like a big ass boomerang or something. You just have to fling out there. It takes years to finally get all the way around. Why is it going in a circle? The universe is vast. And then how is this motherfucker being able to pull itself back any fucking way if there's no fucking gravity? Whatever. They'll have an explanation for it. Whatever. I don't care. Everything's going around out there. Every way that they work is always like this. It's always going around. Around what? People will be like, oh, it's flat. I mean, it's round Earth. I don't know. I don't even know if they're getting out there. I don't fucking know. I just told you NASA started in the ocean. They don't tell you that. They're not admitting that truth. Like, well, yeah, we didn't start in space, we started in the ocean. And then, yeah, the duct tape on certain spaceships, that looks suspect. That looks suspect as shit for you to tell me that they're in space. And then for us to know that at the NASA training program, they have that room where, they can take like the oxygen out where it's like you floating around. Okay, we got so much Photoshop shit. We don't know if there's a fucking machine that they're on and they clip the fucking thing. And it's like, nobody knows. Nobody knows. We really can't say that that's true. Black women helped out with the calculation. Yeah, they helped out with the calculation. Don't mean I took the ride. And don't mean you can't just be saying something, just be saying it. Yeah, add black people in there. Yeah, okay. That way they don't, nobody will disbelieve us. I don't know. All I can say is this. The argument was brought up hundreds of years ago. They claimed that the original people thought the earth was flat. And then all of a sudden this Christopher Columbus thing happens and everybody thinks it's round. And then you have people arguing today, like NASA's lying, but it's like, who is NASA any fucking way if ancient people said this shit? If ancient people did say the earth is flat, because we all know that saying. Everybody knows that. Everybody, like, that's what kills me about round earth people. It's like, bro, you're arguing it like historically it wasn't said. It was already said a long time ago. They had already said that a long time ago. That's not no flawed information. You can say it's outdated, it's old, but you really can't argue a flat earther when that's supposed to be the original concept of the ancients. Supposedly they thought it was flat. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Let anybody know that. Anybody who's arguing this argument, always let them know. Well, even if you think the earth is round, you can't argue flat earthers. Oh, why not? Because I could have swore before Christopher Columbus, that's the whole argument. Everybody on earth thought the world was flat. So flat earthers aren't, out of this world with their, ideas. It's like, they're kind of just going with an old concept. Okay, well, who brought this new concept? And then were there bowls and cups in ancient time? When people are thinking the earth is flat, were there bowls? Were there cups? So does that have to do with like symmetry or anything? Like, do they need to think the earth is flat or round to come up with these concepts like the wheel and the cup and the bowl and depth, you know what I'm saying, inside of something that would be like an oval or round shape? Clearly not. So I mean, that's my argument. My argument is, who was getting off the earth way back then to even be able to confirm if it was round or not? And then when you look at the moon, does it look round? Okay, but can you see the curvature of the moon, like, to really like profess that? Really? What about the sun? Have you ever seen the curvature of the sun? No. Of course not. It'll blind you. You can't fucking look at it like that. Okay, so it's always going to look like a disc. Okay, so both of these things are kind of like, two things can be correct at the same time. So it's like, technically they're both correct. You know what I'm saying? The earth is round and flat. Now, what would that mean? That would mean Masons are spell casting you. Or not Masons. Freemasons are fucking with your head. They clearly are, because, like I said, two things can be right at the same time. Technically, the earth is flat and round at the same time. So why would we be arguing this? And then who would know better watching us argue? That's why I'm saying, are you a flat earth Mason or are you a round earth Mason? Because either way, you're being fucking spell jacked by, you're being mind fucked by a fucking Freemason. They fucking with you, because this has no significance to nothing. People have took over nations, have invented things, have made, beautiful children, geniuses, and you contributed so much there without even fathoming this discussion. That's what I'm saying. Like you think Genghis Khan was really sitting back thinking this? Excuse me. What about like Ramses the Great or the Second? You think he was really like pondering this? What about Jesus? What about Jesus Christ, Jesus of Nazareth? Did you ever hear him say, my disciples, one thing we must discuss before I sacrifice myself for you? Is the earth round or flat? Like, you never heard anybody really jerk on this. And I'm just saying, I think it's contributed mental masturbation, just like, the whole studying Egyptian gods, but not getting attributes from them and really like floating off into space with it. Just like the concept between, God and the devil, and, instead of getting the attributes of it, you float off in space with it. I think this is one of those. It's the same thing. I think human beings are supposed to be using the attributes of flat and round on Earth. And they're supposed to be making diametrical opposites in great infrastructure and concepts and constructs with these two shapes, or ways of being, flat or round. I think we're supposed to be thinking deeper with this conversation. I don't think we're supposed to be getting caught up on, NASA and stuff like that. Because if you don't believe that they're going up there, that's fine. You have every right to say that because you have countless evidence. NASA starts in the ocean. It doesn't start in space. They had duct tape on some of these ships. That's weird. For Elon to be some Tesla, computer dude, and then all of a sudden he's making better like spaceships, then this is saying a lot. This is saying a lot. This is saying that either he's in on the gig too, on the gag. He's got enough money to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's what it is. Or they're really up there, and you know what I'm saying, they're secretly friends with Mac and me, Udu Baba and them. They, you know what I'm saying, they're best friends with the Predator and the fucking mother alien and the mother brain, and they you know what I'm saying, they own Metroid. It's like you can play that goofy shit if you want to, but I'm sorry. Every time I see a famous person or a regular person, if they fall from too high, that motherfucker dead. If they fucking get shot with too many bullets, that motherfucker dead. You know what I'm saying? Bad motorcycle ride, that motherfucker dead. So, for people to be doing so much and so much advanced technology, for some reason, they ain't made a new type of skeletal, like they ain't done Terminator shit yet. Not at all, because these rich people still dropping dead. I don't give a fuck if they live a long time or not. The motherfucker's still dying. So, I'm saying that to say this. Why they put us on these Scooby-Doo ass missions and have us arguing with each other divided, they put that shit there. They put that shit there for the feeble-minded brains, because it's kind of like if you watch Deep Cover and the white cop was like, tell me the difference. Do you know the difference between a black man and a nigger? And there was 3 of them. The first one was like, I don't know. And the white dude's like, most niggers don't. The second one, he put the white cop in the chokehold and was like, what the fuck you say to me? And the white dude's like, thank you, have a great day. Then the last one he goes to and he's like, hey, can you tell me the difference between a black man and a nigger? And the third one says the nigger is the one that would even answer that question. So I'm saying that to say this. They can put this shit in front of us. And they could come through with their illusion information and swear up and down that it's the truth. That doesn't make it credible for multiple reasons. No people on earth, no rulers of great lineage needed this information. All the information we have on what they did is on the ground. All of it's on the ground. So it's like, if these people are making billions of dollar deals and putting a bunch of scrap metal with fucking fireworks in the back of it and just shooting it off and just wasting money doing nothing, because y'all been going up there for I don't know how long. Y'all ain't even came through with no fucking space fruit yet. They ain't found no space fruit. They ain't brought nothing down that can levitate. They ain't got shit. And them motherfuckers been going up there for years. The only fucking thing they've been doing is planting flags. That's it. And them little Royal Tech, whatever the fuck the kids use in Sandlot and shit. That's all they do. They got a little bunch of gyrotechs rolling around on fucking, what's that? The sandbox. Just close up with the camera. We're on Mars. Sure the fuck you is. Yeah, sure you will. Why the fuck you ain't brought back a Mars rock yet? Motherfuckers got these little, like I said, these little fucking Sandlot robots. These little electrical joints, they can move around and shit. Nigga ain't brought back one moon rock yet. Not a moon rock, not a Mars rock, not no fucking this crater right here. Like, you know how they be selling fucking gold and shit right now. Act now for only $50. You can, okay, well, they ain't got none of that right now. you pay $100, you can get some of the 1960 Apollo moon landing rock. Only $112, and we'll have nothing. You ain't got shit from up there except from in a museum, and it's just one thing. Just one thing. This is actual moon rock. Motherfucker, y'all got more stolen Egyptian shit spread it all over these fucking museums than that funky ass rock. It's a joke. See, that's why I said flat earthers have an argument if they're talking about the government grid and how they're watching everything, and these elites are all connected, and they have all these fucking these satellite signals that they put up way up there so they could, get their secret calls off. That's why all these phone companies is here and stuff like that. And ever since, at least in America, ever since they did the Patriot Act, they can tap into your phone calls and all different types of stuff. And that's why everything is scam likely now. And it's hella weird. You're like, scam likely, nigga. You better not answer that fucking call. This shit is just like the feds, motherfucker. All they need is like 15 seconds. That's it. They know exactly where you at. You fucking your favorite donut shop, you kick it at, everything. Yep, they synced in. Motherfucker like, yo, that's crazy. No, that's reality. That's way more serious than fucking landing on moons and is the earth flat and what else dumb shit they be hitting y'all with global warming and for some reason, I know exactly if it's going to rain tomorrow and how much rain is going to be and how much percentage of the rain is going to be and how much snow you're going to have and how much percentage of the snow you're going to have. I'm a meteorologist. You hear what I said, right? Meteorologist. Ironically, the same people that can rate the weather have a name that is similar to space work. And then we all know CERN is a real company, based out in Switzerland. And ain't that where all these, untouchable bank accounts are? Interesting. CERN comes out the same year that the civil rights movement starts. 1954. Look it up. Some old information I put out years ago. So you think the earth is round or flat. You know that they probably didn't go up to space. You know that the Pentagon actually pays Hollywood. You know that, right? If you look at the Pentagon records, they have money exchanges with Hollywood. A lot of their stuff was used in the Space Odyssey. How? But it's a movie. So when you got people telling you that the moon landing is a movie, because we were just afraid that, Russia was going to beat us, so we just made up some shit. Because they claim that Russia got there first, but nobody knows that. And in honest truth, Russia couldn't have got there first because everybody was sending up monkeys at the time. So unless you got videos of a monkey planting the flag, that shit ain't credible. And it's actually animal cruelty. They probably fucking sent the monkey up, it blew up. Fucking both sides. Russia and the Americans. I'm pretty sure they killed a lot of fucking monkeys. I think the monkey that we had. Oh, it's so weird. Because there's like a hidden racist remark to it, kind of, where it's like, oh yeah, the niggers, we're the original rulers of the world, but we're the rulers of space. So they named the monkey Ham. You can literally look it up. The name of the monkey that they sent up in space on the American side was named Ham. You see the joke in that, right? Well, here's a joke for their ass. For one, first of all, I'm not no fucking Hamite. Second of all, the monkey looks more like you. And then lastly, like I said, man, I don't think you went up there, Mike. I think that's why the first time you sent the motherfucking monkey. Because the second time it wasn't even going to be you going up there. It was going to be action. One small step for man. One giant step for mankind. We landed on the moon. Left a flag. Didn't come through with no moon chips. Nothing. Just Oh yeah, and there's duct tape on this fucking spaceship. It's duct tape. Yeah, whatever. That doesn't mean that the Earth is flat. Very true. Like I said, I believe it works both ways. I believe esoteric masonry can be used with flat and round Earth. And I believe a lot of great things can be created and built by using those two constructs, those two concepts. And I think that's what is at hand here. That's what I feel. Don't mean I know. That's what I feel. I feel both of those are attributes that are supposed to be used for real wizardry, real sorcery, real building, real builders. Because think about it, why you guys don't really have credibility to either one of your sides, flat or round. You guys damn sure have a lot of information to back up your claims. And if I was a scientist studying a product or a lab rat or something, and I wanted to see how they would respond to something, I could damn sure say I'm pretty sure those scientists are happy. They're happy at the confusion, all the yelling and the arguing and trying to justify your point when none of you have executed this observation to prove either one of your sides. Don't matter how many videos you use, because all those could be set up too. All the information given to you, that could all be put there. Remember, this doesn't have anything to do with stolen land, paper genocide, hidden birthrights. This has nothing to do with stuff that's really going on. This has to do with hocus pocus, spaceship talk. There's no point of saying the Earth is flat or round unless you're going to admit and submit to the facts that they're hiding something from you. And it can't be black and white, and it can't be no fucking aliens, and it can't be no fucking no. They want the people dumb for a reason. I know that Indian Negro talk is very interesting. I'll say that much because it's on the same turf where a lot of these spells and hocus pocus shit is taking place. So I'll say that's my ace in the hole. I believe that's why they're doing it. I believe that's why they have so much consumerism and all that. Yeah, because they're hiding serious shit. But who is they? Because I can't say that's the whole government. I can't say that. It's a whole new thing going on, like in America. It's a whole different world. Like all this information we studied just to see these fools fall or falling. So it's like we got to stay on our pivot on this side. We can't just fall, victim to the old information, and we can't run away from the new information that we're going to be receiving for the next 4 years, because it's not there. It's not the guinea pig no more. Always remember your whole life, because this shit goes back all the way to the 20s. Your whole life. Government's pretty much been swindled. Kind of has. It's had a couple good cats here and there, but it's pretty much been the same cabal for a long time. So for this guy to be in here, I just think these type of conversations are frivolous, and they shouldn't go much further than using the points that who gave this to you? Why did they give it to you? Why is it such an argument to you guys? And you have no executed observations about what you're talking about. None of us do. None of us have enough money to go off the grid, off the earth, or to be able to the circle of around this joint to, place a case in point to prove, these arguments. It's like, why would somebody put you on an argument that you'll never be able to prove? It's kind of like people proving, did Jesus live or not? Is God and the devil real? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you already know those are spells, those are casts, those are spell casting. So where you're just going to keep arguing about nothing, then why wouldn't you think this is? Goes.